Hi, welcome to Comic Talk. I'm Josh.
And I'm Drew.
This is our weekly pull list review for October 7th. This week we've got 5 titles. They include Old Man Logan, Paper Girls, We Stand on Guard, Jughead, and Doctor Strange. So let's jump right into this. We're going to start off talking about Old Man Logan. This is issue number 5. This is the last issue of this until Lemire takes over in January. This ends the Secret Wars Old Man Logan stuff. And this is Bendis, Sorrentino, and Mayolo. Mayolo.
So in this one, Logan finally figures out what the hell's going on, and he has a fight with God.
Right. He kind of figures out what's going on. Figures out enough, I guess, of what's going on.
As much as anybody else knows.
Sure. From a story writing perspective, this one was a little weak, I thought.
Yeah, which is weird because it has by far the most actual words in it of any Old Man Logan issue that we've read.
Right. It's very kind of sappy and sentimental love letter to Wolverine and his interaction with the X-Men.
Kind of strikes me of sometimes at the end of like suspense thriller movies, they'll have like this little scene that just wraps everything up all nice and tight, and you know the happy ending of sorts or something, and that kind of gave me that vibe.
Yeah, it's a little Hannah
Montana. Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, totally. It's so Hannah Montana. It's so Raven.
It is not Raven.
No, it. I think it's a little. Is it hogtied, hamstrung?
Something like that. Probably a combination of the two. Hogstrung, ham-tied.
It's very ham-tied.
Yeah.
By the Secret Wars, I think. You can't just tell everything because that's supposed to be in the Secret Wars book, the actual Secret Wars, and this is a tie-in. So, without reading Secret Wars, which neither of us are doing, the last bit of this is kind of just what the fuck. He goes and does his thing. Do the thing, Zuli, and
that's about it.
Comes out the other side.
But the artwork was cool.
The artwork, it was fucking cool as shit. Really
fantastic. I really like the. There's like a 2-page blank spread.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Yeah, just white. There's also this cool thing with the little 2-color red and white boxes interspersed throughout. That was really neat, had a really cool vibe to it. And also, Bendis gets a lot of shit for his writing, his very conversational style of writing with the ums and hus and...
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And then I'm going there.
Right, and rewriting the same sentences over and over again. But that's how people talk, and especially it's how Logan talks. I really like it. I've always been a Bendis fan ever since I read Powers. I've always liked that about him. And I think it works for Old Man Logan, and it works for this book, because we have a lot of good dialogue. Even though it's sappy, the dialogue's pretty cool. If you like the X-Men, I know you're not a huge X-Men guy. So
I'm sure a lot of people would fanboy out for this.
Yeah,
but,
it was pretty neat. I like X-Men quite a bit. I'm not a huge fan, but I like them. I like Logan a lot, so I thought it was pretty cool. Paper Girls 1. This is Brian K. Vaughan with Chang, Wilson, and Fletcher. This is a new Brian K. Vaughan piece. This is one of 2 Brian K. Vaughan books that we're reading this week.
Yeah.
So
it's got some deadlines.
What's going on here?
It's kind of a good question. There's some girls that deliver papers, and they come across some assholes and some weird shit, and just kind of deal with things as they arise.
Mm-hmm. You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
An 80s early teen movie.
Sure, yeah.
This is like Goonies.
Weird Science.
Yeah. But written by Brian K. Vaughan with curse words and people just kind of being cool and interesting.
Yeah, I really like the characters, the way that he's portrayed them so far, because you have like kind of the naive younger one, and then there's like the badass who's like probably 13 or 14, but she's chain smoking the whole time, you know.
Yeah.
So like she's cool, right?
Yeah, the 13-year-old Snake Plissken.
Yeah, definitely a good job of writing the characters. The other two haven't really caught up or gotten as much of a definite vibe off of him yet, but knowing Brian K. Vaughan, I'm sure he'll flesh them out in the next issue or two. Art-wise, it was okay.
Yeah, a lot of good coloring.
Yeah.
I think the coloring is really what stands out with the art here. Otherwise, it's got a little bit of what we've come to call the Image House style to it.
Simple, effective.
Yeah, it tells the story well, doesn't get in the way too much as flashy or interesting. It doesn't pull you to really look at the art as much as the art is there to just serve the story.
Right. One last thing about this, the events at the end. It's quite curious.
Yeah, it got pretty
curious.
Pretty sci-fi and interesting right at the end.
Yeah, which is strange. There's nothing that would lead you to think that it would become that, or that, you know, anything relating to that would happen, and then it just totally does.
Yeah, he just can't help it lately, can he?
He can't.
No, cool stuff, man. I like it. I'm pumped for more. I like that he spent this big, thick, double issue just getting to the beginning. It feels like a prologue now by the time you get to the end. As you're reading through it, for the first part of it, you're not sure if this is just going to be a drama of kids riding their bikes around, but it's not. This is going to be weird.
Yeah, I can already tell.
All right, well then let's stick with Brian K. Vaughan. Let's hop into his other title that came out this week. This is We Stand on Guard. This is Brian K. Vaughan, Steve Scroce, Matt Hollingsworth, and Phonographics. Is that what it is? Phonographics.
Yeah, Mr. Phonographics. Drones breach their hideout thing, and there's a plot of some media misdirection that paints our friends in some unsavory light.
Yeah, this was a faster read, I think.
Super fast.
There's a lot of dialogue in here, but the way it's written, you burn through it pretty quick. It's definitely a lot of decompression in this one. It's just their base is found, they come rushing in, they run out the back, and that's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
The issue
with some other things in there.
Right. There's other story elements that are thrown in here to pad it out, but really the story is the Americans are coming in the front door,
Mm-hmm.
let's go out the back door, and that's all you get. It's like a 30-second thing that occurs in this book, really.
That being said, writing-wise, this one feels a little bit more Brian K. Vaughan-esque, I guess, than the first couple did. You really get that sense of him not being afraid to kill off characters, just when he feels like it.
Yeah, people die. Like
the smart-assedness, people arguing over historical just little bits.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I did too, and we also, this one trades out for the first time. This is issue number 4, so we're 4 issues in, and for the first time we're trading out a lot of character development for some background building of the larger plot, where the veil's coming off a little bit, and we're seeing what caused this and what's currently moving it forward, the hows and the whys, and how this larger world's going to work, I think.
Yeah, and I think in every issue, this one inclusive of that, we get some background stories of our protagonist, which is still fantastic. I like.
Yeah, we see this story of self-sacrifice for others, to the Americans, sacrificing yourself to the Americans so your compadres, friends, family, whatever, can escape out the back. It's interesting to see it occurring repeatedly for this character. And he keeps doing this with this comic. It shows it's happened to her before. She's been through this. He's really trying to set this idea of, like, she's young, she's not in charge, but now she is, and she's already been through all this.
Not going to make the same mistakes again.
Right. Yeah. Cool stuff. All right, now let's jump to a completely different world, completely different storytelling style. This is Jughead number 1. This is Chip Zdarsky and Erica Henderson.
So in this one, they get a new principal at, is it Riverdale? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Riverdale.
Riverdale. And he ruins the cafeteria food in Jughead's eyes. So he's absolutely crushed.
Right. He has an existential crisis here.
Yeah, he passes out like 3 times.
Right. Okay, so right off the bat, Archie's been awesome. This is awesome.
Agreed.
But it's different.
It is, especially art-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And still, even now, I'm not sure if I like it or not. It seems just a little weird. Like he's drawn weird in some of these panels.
Yeah, it's loose and wonky. It's what's her name? Erica Henderson. She does Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. So,
which I think works for Squirrel Girl because she's just a weird looking.
She's a weird, goofy character.
Right. So,
Jughead's supposed to be a little cooler.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a little strange. I dig it. I think it works for the humor, but it is a little off-putting at times. Betty looks like Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, yeah, she does.
For one thing, which is a little weird. And Jughead at times is a little hard to make out. Sometimes he doesn't look like Jughead. But man, I don't care. It's Archie. Like, you remember what Archie looked like just a few months ago, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so
even in the back of the book.
Archie's always looked kind of kooky, and the characters are exaggerated and cartoon-like. So I think it works, and I like that they're not sticking with a new, okay, now Fiona Staples is the house
just
style.
Standard,
Right? They could have easily have done that and said everybody, vibe off of what Staples is doing, but they're not going that route. They're just letting everybody go wild and everybody have their own thing, which is awesome.
Which is cool. That being said, I'm still not 100% sold on the art, but it was a hilarious book. Funnier than the Wade, easily. It's not as writery, is what I wrote down, which is hard to really articulate beyond that.
It's not quite as cleverly put together. Mm. The different plot points don't intertwine so tightly. Like Wade's narrative in Archie is just a tightly wound orchestration of Archie. All the plot lines are just razor sharp, right?
Yeah, and all the characters are just so defined, and they interact in ways that you would absolutely expect them to, and
they feel very
natural,
cartoon real.
Yeah.
Whereas this, everybody is less natural, less believable as a real character.
There's a little bit more fun.
It's fun. It's jokey. It knows it's a comic, and it's playing with that fact. In fact, we get a crazy Jughead's passed out and imagining that he's in Game of Thrones in the middle of this. And it's not just a page. It's like
a good length.
A good 10 pages in the middle of this comic is Game of Thrones Jughead style, where he's after the infinite burger.
Whatever.
Yeah. All in all, man, this had a lot of great lines. Funny, just funny as fuck, really. Yeah. I laughed a bunch.
I did laugh a bunch. Even the Batman reference in here. Super happy to see.
Yeah, really good. Just totally butchered references throughout. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
And also Jughead, man, he's a real fucking nihilist, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. You get a little bit of that vibe in the Wade, but really seeing him here in his own. Yeah, he's just a hater, man.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you like funny shit, pick this one up.
And haters. You like funny haters.
Yeah, yeah. He's a fucking hipster to the max. All right, we got one more to talk about. This week, this is our only foray into the all-new, all-different Marvel Universe. This is Doctor Strange, number 1. Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
This is Jason Aaron, Bacallo, and Townsend.
This is a pretty good introduction to Doctor Strange universe, I think. It's him just talking about himself, the world he inhabits, weird shit he's got to deal with on a daily basis. There are seeds planted of a big crisis coming up, but we only really see that fleshed out in small bits. Most of it's just kind of character building, world building.
Mm-hmm. Personally, man, I dug the shit out of this.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Okay, good. I'm glad you liked it, man. I was hoping you would, because I really love this one. this to me, I feel like this is going to be our spiritual successor to the Weird World.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were worried because Weird World's done, or it's going to be done
Yeah, I think they are one
in
more.
a couple weeks,
yeah.
and it's being taken over by some other jackass that we don't care
It
about
doesn't
with
matter,
a new lead character. But this feels, I mean, the character's way different than Archon. Obviously, Doctor Strange is not Archon, but
By any stretch of the imagination.
but we get that same vibe with this. Just anything,
Relentless.
just relentlessly fucking bizarre. But instead of Archon's just relentlessly lamenting, we get Strange just strutting through this shit like he's the coolest fucker on the planet.
Yeah, owns the place, man. He's a sorcerer supreme.
Right. Yeah, I love this Doctor Strange. I've always dug Doctor Strange. I like that he's
Confident.
confident's a good way to put it. He's Tony Stark without the booze.
Yeah.
I think he's cool as fuck. I've always liked this character, and I was excited to see this creative team hit this book, and we're not getting let down here.
Yeah. Not to mention the artwork.
Yeah.
Like some mixed media stuff happening there. It's so cool.
Yeah, there's tons of cool shit. And even the coloring, there's awesome coloring choices.
To really differentiate the planes of existence and
right.
such.
Yeah, because this is there's just bizarre shit going on all the way through here, and
The whole time.
And it just pulls you right into it. Every panel is just craziness. And the story is the same way. The entire story is just balls to the wall nuts, and
Bonkers.
Yet, bonkers, yeah. But we got this character that just
owns it.
Just
It's
struts
like,
through it and pulls you through.
Yeah, I deal with this shit. Yeah, I made out with this Soul Reaper chick. Whatever. I'm Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff. And I also, even this very first page, where it's going through just in a quick first-person narrative, telling his story, my name is, Oliver Queen, kind of thing. But it uses old panels from old Doctor Strange books in it, in the background.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm surprised it's not a device that's used more often.
Yeah, really clever. It just gets better from there. Right after that, we get this awesome 2-page spread, just bang, immediately, just craziness happening. And the writing never lets you down. The art is great. Fuck, it's good.
Yeah.
Read this one.
It'll be in the top for sure.
Absolutely.
If something knocks this out of the top 3, it's going to be pretty fucking strong.
Yeah, if this does not reach the top 3, we've had an incredible month, because this is really good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us this week. Check back with us on Monday when we're going to have our monthly poll review of September's books. Out of the 20 or so titles we read, we pick our top and bottom choices. Had a really strong month this month with some different choices from the past. Past few months, we've seen a lot of return books for us. We've been loving the same stuff, but this month we got a lot of new stuff on that list.
Variety, yeah.
So that'll be interesting to check out. We're excited to talk about that and excited for you guys to give us your input on what you think. We also have a couple of bottoms that may surprise you. Maybe. Every Wednesday we do this, so come back and check that out. And also, later next week, we're going to start talking about the TV tie-ins for the show The Flash. We're going to talk about some Mark Waid stuff. We're going to talk about some New 52 stuff.
Some Barry Allen, some Wally West. Man, I really covering the game.
Should be pretty cool stuff. So comment below what you thought of Doctor Strange. I would love to hear what you guys think of that one. A lot of you guys have some interesting comments every week, so we really appreciate that, guys. And I'm sure at least some of you guys that like to comment read this one, so let's hear what you guys think. And also, if there was any other all-new, all-difference from Marvel that you think we should go back and pick up and read just personally, please let us know. We really do. I don't know about you, but a lot of these guys that comment on our stuff, I really value
good stuff, yeah.
what they have to say. A lot of really great input. And if you're not looking down there and reading what these guys have to say, the few that there are down there, you're missing out. You really should check out those comments. We don't have very many morons shouting about dumb bullshit. We got
Continuity.
the people who do watch, you guys seem to have some awesome shit to say. So thanks a lot for that.
Oh yeah, did you hear one of the main villains died in the new Superman? Couldn't really fucking care less.
Like the comic Superman?
Yeah.
No.
Jeff Johns killed somebody else. It was Brainiac or something.
Was it really Jeff? Is Jeff Johns writing Superman?
Yes, he is.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I know.
Does he just write
Whatever he wants, I guess.
all of like the Justice League characters now, other than Batman?
He doesn't write Flash.
Well, he doesn't write anybody. But that's
Later.
See ya.